Welcome everyone to the AOR Hype Energy PS4 F3 League. It is time for the season finale here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. My name is Austin Smith and I welcome you to this race. And what a race it's gonna be. We have two drivers still in the hunt for the championship. Demon in the Toro Rosso and Sergey in the Haas. Only 9 points are between the two competitors as we go to the last race right here, where 25 are on offer for a win. Now, with me, my usual co-commentator, Kieran McGinley, is not going to be able to be here tonight, so greetings out to Kieran. I know he wishes he could have been here, but he was not able to. So greetings out to him. But here we are, 18 minutes of qualifying. We've got almost a full field, only one driver not here, 19 cars on the grid, and of course the two protagonists, Demon and Sergey, on the grid as well. As we see the tire compounds here, the Hypersoft, the pink, almost white wall tire, a lot of super softs being switched on, and we also see the ultra soft in purple. Solid Ninja Snake has those on right now, so the three softest compounds of tire here for the season finale, and how else could it be? Now who's going to be the first one out of the pit lane? It seems to be very good weather here today. As we are with the OG, but he's not going to be the first one out on track. That is going to be the ultra soft runner here, Solid Ninja Snake, as he will start off this qualifying. 18 minutes, as I said, 17 right now left. You can see it on the left side. This is going to be interesting. We have a very, very difficult track here. We have these long straights, one of which Solid Ninja Snake is on right now, right here, as you can see. Then another one just coming after these turns right here. Who can forget last year? This is where Nico Hulkenberg flipped around, or got flipped around, and hung in his car, or hung, I don't even know, in his car like a cow, as he said on the radio. Then the second long straight here, and then we get into the twistier, tighter section here. This triple chicane here, left, right, left. Then another short straight into this left-hander. This one here, tricky, double full speed right-hander. But in the second one here is where you already start braking for this tight right-hander, very tight section here. Another left-hander and another one just for good measure, as we are getting closer to the finish line. And so Ninja Snake goes off the throttle a little bit here. Wants to get a good run, it seems. And on to the start finish straight. This is where the race will end after 28 laps. Turn 1, this is where it could end for someone. Turn 2, full speed, no lifting off. Turn 3, full speed, no lifting off. Getting close there. And into the last little bit tight section here, into the hairpin, and we're back onto the main straight. Oh, not the main straight, but the longest straight on track. As look at that, Salt Ninja Snake getting pulled along by his teammate, the Roadhouse. Some slipstream games here being played, very interesting to see. But the Roadhouse, who's on an outlap, might want to get away at the end of the straight here to let his teammate get through. We'll see how this works. There's the DRS. Is Roadhouse going to pull over to the side? Yes, he is. Solid Ninja Snake is the first one to come through here. Very, very smart move from the McLarens. That is what you like to see. Even though both of them have no chances in the championship, obviously Roadhouse being 9th and Solid Ninja Snake being in 15th. But they both had some fairly good result recently. Solid Ninja Snake getting 5th in Mexico, and Roadhouse 6th in Japan 4 races ago. He also had a 4th place in Baku, which was his best of the season. as Soul Ninja Snake puts up the first time. Everyone except Francis and Dan the Snake already out on track. And right now it is a oh, this is so hard to read. 135.5 for Soul Ninja Snake. As the OG puts himself now up front. And there's Elite Game Boy, 34 already. But that is, as you can see, on the Hypersoft. The softest compound tire, which obviously gives a lot more grip here. And we are probably not going to see any kind of tactics employed here in the qualifying. I personally do expect that the Hypersoft, which is a viable race tire here, will be used by everyone, at least in the top 10. Maybe there's going to be one or two outliers, but usually everyone in the top 10 should be seen with the Hypersoft at the end of the session. Now, as you can see, we still see some drivers, you know, getting into the groove, practicing a little bit. They're not too worried just yet. The track is still evolving. It's still getting faster and faster, and so we do see a lot of drivers on Super Softs, on Ultra Softs, and only some are already going out for banker laps on the Hypers. Now Dan the Snake also coming out of the pits. FAP Alex coming back into the pits without setting a lap time, and Francis still staying in the pits. He's the only one not on track again, who hasn't been on track yet. Everyone else came out of the pits at least once, except for him. He's playing the long game, it seems, Francis, who had so good chances, such good opportunities. Got a second place at the Circuit of the Americas, got a second place in Brazil. But what could have been? What could have been for Francis in Mexico? Let's not forget about this, but he has made an impact ever since he came in here, and he might be one of those drivers who are going to impact the championship. He can help either Demon or Sergey win the title. The difference, as I said, is 9 points, which is probably the closest among all AOR leagues. I haven't checked, but don't fact check me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's among the closest that you see. A lot of championships have already been decided way before the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but this one is still wide open, as Demon and Sagi obviously are the top two drivers in the times right now, in the time standings right now. Demon with a 33.2, what a fabulous lap time, and Sagi 34.0. That's 7/10 already. The Demon is ahead of Sagi. Absolutely incredible stuff as we are on board, not on board, but we are looking here at Alex Musica, the race winner of France and Mexico. Got himself 2 wins this season. As many wins as he has disqualifications. Got disqualified both in Canada and in Austria. So, yeah, it was an up and down season for him, that's for sure. But he comes back into the pits. And let's see who else we can find. As Francis is out on track now, and I think, yeah, he is on a fast lap right now. He is on a hot lap, but on the Super Softs. So, you know, we have to be a little bit careful here. This is not going to be a top 5 lap, I would assume. And then again, Alex Musica is in the top 5 with the Super Soft, so it could be. Let's switch on to the best tires here. I think Francis is... No, it looked like he was trying to let the Force India behind him pass. I don't know if that's Apex or Igo Champ, but he does... Okay, yeah, he cuts the corner here. He tries to take this as another outlap, I think, or maybe he doesn't even want to set a banker lap, which I personally don't understand, because I'm pretty sure this lap got invalidated, cutting the triple chicane there at the end of the long straights. At the end of the second long straight, in fact. Turns 11, 12, and 13. But now he comes across the line. Now he's going to start a lap. Oh, a little bit of a slide there out of the corner. And yes, this didn't count as a lap, but here he goes. Gets the 50-meter board, I think it was. Just absolutely annihilates it right there. And now with two cars that just came out of the pits that he just got past, this is lucky to not be stuck behind the Haas and the Williams here. This could have been so much worse for Francis, but they both came out just behind him, and he is still on a good lap. As JB22 has left the session, again, he really has some issues with his internet connection. Again, for him, the same thing could be said as for Francis. What could have been for JB, could have won a race, but the internet connection just didn't want it to happen. Now Francis here in the second sector. And now getting into the last one. Oh, went a little bit wide there out of turn 14. Now into 17. Gets a tight and narrow. Well done. 18 here. Into 19. 21 corners overall, so only 2 more left. Another slide from Francis. But again, he's only on the super soft, so it doesn't matter all too much. And he's coming back into the pits. Doesn't even set a lap time. Decides, you know what? It might have been good, but it doesn't matter. However, we do have the Roadhouse on the hyper softs on a lap right now. What is his lap time going to be? None. Okay. Well, there we go. Alex 20 is at the end of the second sector, but Jamie James will come across the line. This looks slow. Yeah, this wasn't a proper lap, and JB22 has joined again, so he can resume. He's right now in P7, the fastest super soft runner. This looks promising for him. He seems to be on the pace. Here comes Alex 20 into the last section, not sector. He's already in the last sector, but the last section of the track. Now the big question will be, what is the weather gonna be? We had 2 tumultuous Grand Prix in the last 2 weeks at Brazil and Mexico in terms of weather. Here comes Alex 20 with a 134.4, puts himself up in a 6th place. Decent result for him so far. Who else do we have here on track? It's Geronimo into the tight and nimble section. Demon improving further, 133.0. Exactly a second, on the 1,000th of a second, exactly a second ahead of Saggy. This is incredible stuff. Would you look at that? Oh no, it's 0.999 according to the leader gap. That is unfortunate. But hey, it is pretty much a second. It seems to be the 10,000th that is measured but not shown that keeps Sergey within 1 second of Demon, just barely. Jamie James now coming through the final corner. What is his lap time? P8 for now. He is better than Alex 20. Where is... Hold on, the Roadhouse on P4... That is a fantastic lap time, a 34.2. He's pretty much on the pace, at least with Cronexus and Sergey. Demon seems to be otherworldly today, but the Roadhouse pretty much in the mix here. Look at the gap between P2, 34.0, and then let's take P11, a 34.5. They're all within 6/10 of each other. 10 drivers within 6/10. That is nothing. That is very, very close, and that is promising for some exciting racing action. Let's see the fit attire. No one dares to go out on the super soft at this stage of the qualifying. 4.5 minutes left to go, and remember, as always, drivers who come across the line with at least 1 second left can still finish the lap they started. But if you come across the line after the 0, it is over for you. And whatever position you have once everyone's done is your position on the grid. as we have a couple of drivers in the pits right now. They are preparing for their final run. Demon, Crow Nexus, Elite Game Boy, who's in 5th place right now. Apex, Igo Champ, Alex 20. A lot of drivers who have a lot of pace in them. Solid Ninja Snake as well. There's more coming in. Sergi, Roadhouse. Both Force India now in. What I am surprised by is that the OG is out on the Ultra Softs. As he's making it, hopefully he's making his way back to the pits. He does have enough time. He has pretty much 30 seconds left until he's gonna make it to the pits. This is how long it takes from this point here to the pit entry, pretty much. Now down to probably 15 to 20 seconds. And he can't make it into the pits, change his tires, get back out all in time. But he has to be quick. He has to be quick. Everyone's in the pits now. Who's gonna come out? Solid Ninja Snake, one of the first ones to come out. No. We got fooled. Oh, Igo Champ is the first one out. Other than Alex Musica. And Igo Champ is out on the Hypersofts. Who is not choosing the Hypersofts? That is the question. Is there gonna be someone? Because this looks like everyone is just gonna give it their all. And Solid Ninja Snake has left the session. Oh my, that is unfortunate. And Francis as well. No. At the worst. And the OG. What is going on? Migrating host. Roadhouse has left. What is going on? 4 drivers have left the session. 5 Demon. What is happening? Pitmat has left. What are we seeing right now? This is incredible. Dan the Snake is gone. Everyone's leaving. What is going on? Are we gonna... Do we have a restart here? Do we have a restart? What is happening? If there's someone in the YouTube chat, there's someone who is in charge of this, can hop into the YouTube chat and tell us what's going on, because I can't really check my PlayStation messages or anything, but at least 8 drivers got kicked out of the session. Apparently game crashes for a bunch of drivers. The game is glitched, Geronimo says right now. And this to me looks like this might be restarted. The whole session might be restarted. Everything was for naught. Or what is gonna happen, because a lot of drivers can't race anymore. You see how many are in the pits right now. This is not. PSN apparently decided to completely die down. PSN, yeah, the PSN, the PlayStation Network, seems to be down. I'm surprised that I'm still in, but that is interesting. So a lot of game crashes, a lot of drivers. And Elite Game Boy is now making the call that there will be a restart of the qualifying. So whatever you're seeing right here, right now, will not count for anything. So basically we can leave at this point. At the perfect time, at the perfect moment. Let me quickly hold on a second. What is going on right now? And I am pretty sure that the restart will be with the qualifying. So the qualifying will be fully restarted. The results will not count. I would be surprised to see the qualifying be counted. But yeah, the PSN apparently seems to be having an issue right now at the perfect time. It might be that we will not see this race. I'm wondering what exactly the league administrator, Elite Game Boy, will be doing, because we had double sound there for a second. That was weird. Um, but yeah, I'm surprised. I'm interested to see what the league administrator, Elite Game Boy, will be doing here for this. Just think about it. What if the race can't be held at all because the PSN is just gonna say, you know what, it's not gonna happen. What are we gonna do then? The league coordinator, so administrator is probably the wrong term. Elite Game Boy. The official title is he is the the F3 coordinator. And Louis says in the chat, all I know is that I'm going on time trial to do more practice. Yeah, I think this is what a lot of drivers can do now, as we have to wait for an invitation, which is why we're on the blue screen, not the blue screen of death, but we are on the blue screen right now, as we are waiting for another invite to come in. Everyone is just talking about it right now in the AOR chat, but yeah, it seems like a PSN is gonna be the issue here, and it seems like every tier is involved. It's not just us. So every tier, well, this is what the PSN can do sometimes to you. Yeah, every tier allegedly. I just read it as well, Nexus. Well, that's gonna be fun. So this stream will go a little bit longer. So if you want to grab some popcorn or some crisps, as they call it in British English, or chips, as they call it everywhere else in the world, or I don't know, you forgot to let's say make yourself a little lighter. You can do so now. It is the perfect opportunity as we are waiting for we still have no invitation for a next lobby. Absolute chaos thanks to the PlayStation Network. Nexus, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people want a really good lap. I am pretty sure that you were not the only one. I mean, Demon had his 133.0 that he will have to replicate again. So Francis in the chat says he thinks the PSN is back up. Let's quickly go to status.playstation.com. Let's just see what is going on here. Okay, it says everything is working, but we know how reliable the self-service from the PSN is. Oftentimes they say everything's all right, and the PSN at the same time is just messing up. But yes, there will be a new session, and I think, yes, there is the invitation, so we are joining back in. My goodness. Yes, Francis, the game... Oh, you were the game crasher. No, Francis, I'm pretty sure that it was the PSN that crashed the game, and it wasn't you. I'm pretty certain. You're taking blame onto yourself that maybe you don't have to put on yourself. Is it? Yes, it is just me tonight. Kieran was not able to make it today, unfortunately. But I already sent my greetings out to Kieran, and he will probably be rewatching it after the stream. But here we are with 19 drivers once again. I think we can start it straight on. Everyone is back in as we get ready for the second try. Hopefully the PSN doesn't do what it just did. Once again, Here's hoping. Keep your fingers crossed, everyone who's watching, as we're about to get ready for the real qualifying. That was just practice, guys. The last one, the last 18 minutes, they were just practice. Right now, this is the real qualifying that is about to start. As we are getting ready, session starts in 25 seconds, so here we go. Also, an important factor, it could be that the weather is going to be vastly different now. The weather is set to dynamic. These are not going to be the same situations, the same weather situation as we had before. So here we go. It's gonna rain. France is already trying to project what is gonna happen. We already had 2 rain races in the last 2 weeks, so it's interesting to see whether we see one more. I would be surprised, but hey, nothing is impossible on this game. I've seen rain in Bahrain, and not just in the name of the country. Not here in AOR, but I've certainly seen it before. It is very unlikely, but it can happen. But it is pretty much the same kind of weather that we've seen before. With, yeah, I think the same shade of blue in the sky. And, another 18 minutes for everyone. Question is just who will be the first one out on track. This time, the OG also very quick, but again, not the quickest. His teammate Francis ahead of him, and he's not even the first. I think there is, yep, a Williams. It's either, oh, who is it? Where's the outlap gonna pop up first in the, on the left side? It is gonna be Geronimo right here. It's Geronimo. First one out on track in the white and blue Williams. So again, same procedure. Everything we've just talked about, pretty much same thing. 18 minutes. A lot of not that many drivers right now in the super soft. So a lot of drivers want to set a banker lap. Now that everyone knows what the other drivers are gonna do, that pretty much everyone is gonna go into the hyper softs. I think that does change some drivers' strategy a little bit. And so we see a lot more drivers right now on an outlap on the hypersofts than we did before. This will make for an interesting qualifying. A lot of banker laps set early on, I think. I'm pretty sure. And also interesting to see, look at that. Solid Ninja Snake is on an outlap. The Roadhouse is in the pits. They're gonna do what they just did. Solid Ninja Snake trying to set a lap time. The Roadhouse is going to come out of the pits, is going to try to pull him along the straights, give him the slipstream, and give him that 10th or 2 to help him improve his lap time. It's a very smart strategy, and you can do it both ways. So, very, very interesting to see here. Will we see the Roadhouse do it again? So Ninja Snake does come across the line right now. And the Roadhouse seems nowhere to be seen. It still says pit and not outlap. He should be on the outlap. Oh, there he is. Ah, perfect timing once again from the Roadhouse. Absolutely incredible. Look at him. He's going to take it a little slower. There's his teammate right behind him. Let's watch this again. Hold on. And here we go. There's the slipstream once again. Solid Ninja Snake in the slipstream of the Roadhouse, pulling him alongside on the straight. Now into the first corner, not the first corner, into turn, what is it? Turn 7, no, turn 8. And Solid Ninja Snake almost running into the back of the Roadhouse. I think there was a slight touch. Now Roadhouse pulls out of the way, and Solid Ninja Snake can go on with a 10th or 2 advantage, but I think he might have lost that in the chicane in turns 8 and 9, where there was the contact between the two McLaren, and Solid Ninja Snake did run into the back of the Roadhouse. But what a smart strategy here. Now Giggs is the only one left in the pits, everyone else out on track. And let's hope that this time the PlayStation Network is not gonna soil the bed. Let's just say that. Apex now with the fastest lap, 1:33.8. That is faster than we've seen from him in the first run. Sergey getting faster, 33.9. Faster than in the first try. Where's Demon? Demon's back in the pits, so he's not even attempting it. But he already was out on track, so he aborted his lap and decided to just go straight back into the pits, probably start another run soon, instead of setting a lap time that is maybe mediocre at best. I don't know. He probably made a mistake, which made him decide that he's just gonna come back into the pits. As we are here with Sergey, one of the two competitors left in the championship who can win it all, who can win the Drivers' Championship here today. The other, of course, is FAP Demon. And we might go a little bit into the scenarios possible. Let's look at it from Sergey's perspective, okay? So Sergey, at least, no matter what Demon does, at least needs P5. If Sergey is in 6th place or worse, Demon doesn't even have to finish to win the championship. Now, if Sergey is 5th, Demon must stay out of the points. A single point from Demon, 10th place for Demon, would be enough to win the championship if Sergey is 5th. If Sergey is 4th, Demon must stay out of the top 8. Demon must stay out of the top 8. If Demon gets 8th place or better and Sergey is in P4, then Demon is the champion. Now, if Sergey is on the podium, 3rd place, then Demon needs to be in the top 7. 8th place wouldn't be enough. 7th would be. If Sergey is 2nd, Demon needs to be in the top 5. And if Sergey wins, there's only one place for Demon to still win the championship. He can do it under his own power. Sergey can win, but Demon needs to be 2nd to win the championship. If Sergey wins and Demon gets 3rd, Sergey has turned the championship around in the last 3 races and wins the title. I know, rather complicated, but we'll see how it plays out in the race, and I will keep you updated on what exactly is happening over the course of the race. We will probably take a look at it I would say probably every 7 laps, after lap 7, after lap 14, after lap 21, and then maybe before lap 28 if something significant happens, obviously. But we will always keep a lookout on the standings, the live standings between these two, because that is the big fight today between Sergey and Demon. As let's go here with Demon. Let's see the Toro Rosso. They are already the constructors champions, the team champions. Toro Rosso 230 points ahead of Haas, and then 300 and more ahead, or 300 ahead of Mercedes, and over 300 ahead of everyone else. with Sauber with only 14 points in last place. And that will not change today. The points will change, might change. I have to say might change. But what isn't going to change is it's the last place for Sauber. Unfortunately. 12 points from Alex, 20. Got a 7th place, 2 9th places, and 2 10th places. And I don't know who scored the 2 points. Yeah, I can't see that right now. But anyway, Damon, not as good as he was in the last try, but he has a 133.1. So again, 7.5 tenths ahead of Apex and 8 tenths ahead of Sergey. Just over 8 tenths, but it's not the second that it was before. As we are just past the halfway point in the qualifying, 9 minutes left, just under 9 minutes left. And Dan the Snake has left the session, but that seems to be only one. And remember, he can rejoin, obviously. He has enough time for it. As Demon is gonna attempt another lap. No, he's not even using the DRS. He's not using his ERS, so this is not another lap. Apex, however, he is in overtake mode right here. And now hot lap. Hot lap mode, to explain that a little bit to viewers who may not know. Hot lap mode number 5, you see on the bottom right. You see the red blinking fuel warning, and right next to it on the right side is number 5 right now for Apex. That is the ERS indicator. And hot lap is the fastest mode if you are in low gears. Gears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think 6 anymore. Because in 6, 7, and 8, overtake number 4 becomes the faster mode. And that's why you will see on the long straights drivers switch into number 4 some more. Instead of going with the number 5 hot lap mode. Here comes Sergey, 33.5. He is getting closer to Demon. He is getting closer to Demon. 4.5 tenths between the two championship rivals. The fight is heating up. As they are both on the hypersofts, as is almost everyone else, at least in the top 9, everyone is. With 5 drivers, Francis, Giggs, JB22, Jamie James, and Pitmat still without a lap time. 4 of them, however, are out on the track right now. And let's go with Francis, who is on the super softs. Hold on, Alex 20 set a lap time. He's in 3rd now. Wow. Pitmat in P5, he just set a lap time. Francis, yeah, this is super soft running. Giggs just started a lap. Whereas Jamie James comes through the final corner right now, but this looks slow. This is slow, yep. He's going to start his lap right now. Yeah, 142, not even counted. As Alex Musica is on a 156, he must have made a huge mistake. Or just set a banker lap, I don't know. Either way, this is not competitive, but he will be able to set a much faster lap, obviously. So, no worries there. As he's also on the super soft. 6 minutes left, the last third of this qualifying is underway. This is where it gets hot. The top 10 now on the hypers. Jamie James, Giggs still trying to set lap times. JB22 not even out on track. Giggs through the final sector. He's going to be the first one of those 3 here to set a proper lap time. Sorry, Francis, but on the super softs, not going to happen. Oh, Giggs running wide here at the exit of turn 17. Here at the Yas Marina circuit, and he does come back into the pits, so no lap for him. He goes back into the pits. JB22 is Francis as well in the pits, and now it's on Jamie James to set a lap time. Meanwhile, up ahead, the top 5 stayed the same. Demon, Sergey, Alex20, Apex, and Pipmad, followed by Cronexus, the Roadhouse, Elite Game Boy, Igo Champ, and Solid Ninja Snake, who are in the top 10. All of them on the Hypersoft. And Jammy James also coming in. So all the bottom 4, the 4 drivers without a lap time, all coming back in. Let's look at Apex here. He's not even on the throttle much. Is he going to come into the pits? No, he's going to try another lap right here. Yes, he is. He's in hot lap mode already. He's got that engaged. Full throttle right here. What can Apex do? Turn 1. Looking very, very clean. And JB22 has left the session again. Oh my. Poor JB22. He really has to fix his internet connection. This is so, so unfortunate. As Apex now onto the long straight. Oh, you see the overtake mode. You see number 4 right there on the ERS indicator. Overtake mode is engaged, which gives you more speed in a straight line than hot lap mode does. And into turn 8, turn 9, taking it nicely, early on the throttle. That's what you want to see, because this straight is just as long, or almost as long. Takes a little bit of slipstream out of the Toro Rosso here. Smart play. Then the Toro Rosso gets out of the way. And now into the last sector, the tight, twisty section here. A little bit of an issue there, a little bit of slide. Seems the car was slightly weaving around. This is where downforce is the deciding factor, not acceleration, not high speed. This is the downforce sector right here. Every corner you need a lot of grip. Through the final one, and Apex 33.8 was his previous time. This one is going to be better. Up into second ahead of Sergey. 133.5. It is getting closer at the top. And Apex will not be able to get back into the pits to start another run, so he just decides to retire from the session right here. And he's definitely going to be happy with this lap. Second place right now. Let's see Cronexus coming across the line to start one, not to end a lap, to start a lap. And look at the pit lane. You saw the pit lane on the left side there for a bit. There's a lot of action going on right now. A lot of cars coming out of the pits to start their out laps and to get on track for one final run. Now is the time where everyone wants to be out on track and make sure that they get a good lap time. And Cronexus will be one of the first to set a lap time. He might even go for a second one, although again, if this is the tire he sets his fastest lap on, he doesn't want to use it much more, because every lap will be counted, and he has to start the race on this tire, on these tires, not on this compound, on this specific tire, with the tire where it is on and everything. Hot lap, overtake mode engaged once again, back into hot lap just before the corner, and Demon breaks the 132s with a 132.8. Incredible stuff from FAP Demon right here. Wow. Puts another, again, 7/10 between himself and Apex and Sergey as well. Here comes Cronexus, 34-0, his lap, his previous lap. The laps are going to come in at a fast pace right now. The standings are going to be completely jumbled through. Cronexus through the final corner. He said in the last try, in the last attempt, last qualifying attempt, he had such a good run. This time, no improvement. 34-0 and just a little bit worse. And that is his qualifying over. He will be retiring from the session most likely. The OG will not be able to improve, as he is in the pits right now. He's the only one in the pits. Look at that. Roadhouse on his out lap. Let's jump to Demon. Demon is going slow. He's done. He's done for the day. At least in qualifying. Here comes Sergey. No, Sergey is in no mode. He just set a 133.4. Alex20 just came across the line. And he is on another lap. Alex20 is trying. Pitmat has retired in P5 right now. And there's Jamie James now up into 5th, pushing Pitmat down the order into 6th. VOG is the only one who's counted as a finisher now, but Apex and Pitmat obviously will not be able to do a lap either. And France is still on the super soft. I wonder what his strategy is here. Geronimo retires in 17th. He will start probably all the way from the back of the grid if Francis and JB set a lap time. Dan the Snake 16th, really off the pace, Dan the Snake. Ever since he dropped out of the championship race, seems like he's not been on pace as much. Demon is in the pits now. Sergey will not be able to combat him. FAP Alex is down to no ERS. No ERS deployment for him here, and he didn't even use the DRS. Jamie James will not go on another lap, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Yeah, no ERS. But here is Solid Ninja Snake. Oh no, never mind. Never mind. The Roadhouse. He's switching down into no ERS, so for him it's also over, it seems. Gigs, can he do something? No. He's also on mode 2 right now. And he's already with 1 minute and 40. He slowed down a lot. ILRT Louis, he might be one to look out for. He's in high ERS only. Not going full out. Leaving a lot of ERS on the track. But what is the lap time going to be? Doesn't improve. P15. It was a 33.9. Oh, on the Ultra Softs, by the way. But it was not counted. He invalidated his lap, and so it is over as FAP Alex has retired from the session, and ILT Louis stays in 15th. And let's see the whole standings right here, because I'm pretty sure we have at least one driver with no lap time. As we see, I think a Renault and a Red Bull right there. Right next to each other. FAP Demon on pole position, and you see all the Hypersoft. DOG and IGO got themselves 5 position grid penalties. So the OG will be starting in 15th and will be the Roadhouse, who has free tire choice and will be starting in 10th. So it is Demon, Sergi, Apex, Alex Musica, Alex 20, Jamie James, Pipmat, Cronex, the Solid Ninja Snake, and the Roadhouse in the top 10 on the grid, followed by Elite Game Boy, Gigs, ILRT Louis, the OG, Dan the Snake, Geronimo, and so on and so forth. You just saw it. Francis, and I'm pretty sure Igo Champ is last. Yes, Igo Champ will be starting from last position. That is the grid. Demon in a prime position to make sure that he wins the title here. Starting from pole position, but he has his challenger, Sergey, right behind him. Right behind him. 1 position between the two. All the cars now on the grid. For the formation lap. One more time. Round this circuit and then... Hold on a second. I need to make sure the settings are right. Here we go. So... FAP Demon on pole position, Sergey in 2nd, Apex in 3rd, Alex Musica P4, Alex 20 P5, Jamie James in 6th, Pipmat P7, Cronexus P8, Solid Ninja Snake P9, the Roadhouse P10. Now let's look at the tires. Yes, the Roadhouse again, the first one who can choose. The OG cannot choose. He has to start. Even with that 5th place grid penalty, he has to start on the Hypersoft, so he's at a serious disadvantage here. And so yeah, we have the Roadhouse, Elite Game Boy, Gigs, and ILRT Louis 10, 11, 12, 13 all on the Ultras. Then the OG has to start on the Hypers. Dan the Snake and 15 on the Ultras. Geronimo and Francis on the Supers 16 and 17, and JB22 and Igo Champ on the Ultras 18 and 19. Those are the tires, and we're about to get underway as the cars get through the final sector. Let's go with Igo Champ here, who's in last. Let's take a look at him. Because he will be the last one on the grid, obviously. Here we go. And for Demon, it could be a dream come true. Last season, season 15 here at AOR, he was competing in the F2 League on PS4. Now, season 16, F3. However, he only got one singular point last season in the F2. Now, he's on his way to win the championship. We are underway for the final race of Season 16 here at the AOR Hype Energy PS4 F3 League, and Demon with a great start, but Sergey stays in second right now. Doesn't let Apex through. Let's look in the back. Maybe we see some issues there. No, everyone coming through nicely. Some changes already. Yellow flag in Sector 1. Someone is dropping down the order. It's Elite Game Boy. Oh my! Elite Game Boy has to go the long way there and rejoins at P15. I'm wondering if he got a penalty for that. He might have, but probably not. We didn't see anything pop up, so he lost a lot of positions. He's down to P19 now. There must have been something happening. Sergey, meanwhile, under pressure from Apex. Apex down the inside. Is it the overtake? It is. Apex makes the move, stick up into second place. But to Sergey, that is not that important anyway. JB22 ignoring blue flag. How does that work on lap 1? I'm pretty sure that penalty can't be removed, but that is surprising. Sergey, meanwhile, under pressure from Alex Musica, able to fend him off for now. Now Alex Musica losing a position to Jamie James, and another to Pip Matt in the back. Look at this. It's all kicking off behind them. Pip Matt into fourth now, around the outside of Jamie James. And he makes the move stick into turn 17. Well done. A lot of battling here going on. P4 and behind. A big group. And the top three already pulling away. Demon, Apex, and Sergey. As there is a Ferrari who went, I think, into the wall. Was it Giggs or was it Jamie? I think it was Jamie James who spun out at the exit of turn 20. And I think went a little bit into the wall there. Let's see, does he have damage? No, the end plates still look good. If anything, it would be the right end plate. But it does look good on both Ferraris, so not much loss there. Pip Matt now pulling away from the rest. Alex Musica, the one who is under pressure here from this crowd behind him. The race is settling down a little bit here as the top three now over 2 seconds apart. Demon, then just over a second to Apex, and then almost another second to Sergey. Thus the situation right now. And this is going to be important. At the end of lap 2, the DRS will be enabled. First use will be on the long back straight on lap 3. For Demon, again, it is just important that he finishes ahead, at least ahead of everyone but Sergey. That is enough. As long as Demon finishes one position ahead of Sergey, he has the win in the championship secured. If Sergey finishes second, Demon must win. Sorry, if Sergey wins, wrong way. Well, if Sergey finishes second, Demon can afford P5. But if Sergey wins, Demon needs second place. He needs to be right on his tail. Right now, he's even ahead of him. So, Demon right now with a good job. But we have to wait what comes with the pit stops. The strategy might be the deciding factor. It doesn't look like there's going to be rain. Let's go on board here with Alex Musica. Well, the sky, there are some clouds there, but there's also a lot of blue. So it doesn't look like it's going to be too bad just yet. However, I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe see some rain towards the end. This is how crazy the season has been. At least the last 2 weeks, we've had some rain. This time, oh, look at how Alex is fighting with his car here, as he is now under pressure from Alex20. Alex versus Alex. First penalty dished out here. 2 Chronexes. Corner cut penalty, 3 seconds on 3 warnings. As Elite Game Boy has left the session, he is out of the race. We already have our first DNF. Very, very unfortunate for him. We could not see what exactly happened in turn 3 there, but something clearly happened. And he had to go wide, or turn 4 maybe even. He had to go wide and then rejoin the track in P6. Had to go all the way across the grass. Now Alex20 still looking to get the move done on Alex Musica at some point. The top 3 out of each other's DRS, and the top 4 out of each other's DRS. The top 5, in fact, out of each other's DRS range. Over a second between every driver up there in the top 5. Alex20 is the first one on track who did get the DRS. Apex now with a 3-second time penalty. He really tries to pull away from Sergey, but that doesn't help him. 3 seconds at the end of his race added to his time. And that was a little touch, I think, from Jamie James onto Alex20, onto the back of Alex20. Does Alex have the DRS? Yes, he does. And Alex Musica does not. So here we go, Alex20. No overtake yet possible. But if he gets a better exit here, he might have a chance. No, he's too far away. There's nothing here to do. And I think after 3.5 laps, I think we can say Pip Matt with a fantastic start, as did Giggs. And I think the OG, who had to start 4 positions down from his qualifying result, 14th instead of 10th, already up to 11th. JB22 with a great start from 18 to 12, and Francis from 17 to 13. Probably the winners of this start so far, as is Apex, as he got a position on Sergey, and now 2 seconds between Apex and Sergey almost. And 2 seconds as well between Demon and Apex. So the gaps are increasing very, very quickly. As Geronimo picks up a penalty, he is currently running in 17th place. And Alex20 now with a 3-second penalty. That might be interesting here for Jamie James, who's maybe looking to make a move. Not here into turn 5. It's too early. But DRS zone. Does Alex have the DRS on this straight here? Oh, car is sliding through the... Yes, Alex20 does have the DRS to defend. Geronimo out of the race. Got a 5-second stop and go penalty. Hold on. No, we're gonna stay on this. We're gonna stay on this fight. The move up to the inside. Nope, it wasn't there for Jamie James just yet. And Louis moves up to 17th place. But he is already 34 seconds down on the leader. And it's getting closer and closer here in the midfield between Alex Musica, Alex20, Jamie James, and Giggs. That battle of 4 here for 5th place is really kicking off early. This is the highest battle we see. JB22, meanwhile, up into 11th. He overtook DOG to move himself up into 11th, 1 place away from the points. And let's look at this group here. Look at this long group. Everyone on the same straight here. And that straight isn't long between turns 19 and 20. That is a very short straight, and everyone was on it. Alex 20 already into the pits. Is this a front wing change? That is early, lap 6. Yes, he's on the hypers, but that is early. Let's see, is there a front wing change happening? No, there isn't. This seems to be a 2-stop then for him. Yes, he goes from the ultra to the from the hyper to the ultra. So this will be a 2-stop for him, hyper to ultra to ultra. He will be going into the pits probably either at the end of lap 16 or 17, I would assume. Probably 16 more likely than 17. Because you want to get a little bit earlier in there if you have this an uneven number, an odd number of laps left. You want to get 1 lap earlier in instead of 1 lap later, because obviously the car does lose a bit of weight because the fuel goes down and down and down over the course of the race, and that does have an effect on the tire wear. So Alex 20 now down in last, 17th of 17 runners. Here's FAP Demon, who is still in the lead. Francis now with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He's currently running in 12th. And we see here Louis and Alex as Demon comes in. That is early. A lot of drivers seem to be on a 2-stop here. Lap 6 is early. So it will be hyper to ultra to ultra. Apex and Sergi both follow up. Pipmad coming in. Alex, everyone's coming in. Jemmy James. Giggs has to stay out. JB22 stays out. So Ninja Snake, okay. The midfield runners are staying out. Demon, the first one back out on track. He will rejoin in P7. It is all kicking off in the pit lane now. Where is FAP Alex going to end up? Demon P7, Apex stays ahead, and Igo Champ has retired from the session. Oh my. One Force India out, the other currently in P8. However, as we see, everyone already with a pit stop, P7 and below. So Apex virtually still in second. Sergey in third, Pipmat fourth. And then we don't know what's going to happen with Giggs, JB22. A lot of these drivers will go longer into the race. I would assume that Soul Ninja Snake and the OG will come in soon as well. The Hypersofts will not last much longer, as Demon already passed the Roadhouse and the OG. Already taken 2 in one straight. Demon absolutely flying out here on the Ultra Softs. Now he's coming up to his teammate, Dan the Snake. That should be easy. Dan the Snake should be letting his teammate through here quite quickly. Can't see anything else happen, as Demon is closing in on him very, very quickly. So Ninja Snake should be coming into the pits now, and he does indeed. Solid Ninja Snake into the pits, and he should not be the only one. The OG as well. Yes, indeed. Oh, maybe Demon is going to stay behind Dan for this little bit, and then in the DRS zone, because that means Demon will get DRS to pull away even more from Apex. He already got a 3-second gap now. Let's go to interval instead here to see what the gaps are. JB and Giggs are fighting for the lead on track at least. And JB now with DRS in the slipstream opens it up. Overtake mode engaged, gets closer and closer and closer. But this might be too early. Gets the move done. Does he make it stick? Here's Giggs. Indeed, the move has been made. JB22 in the lead for now. But Giggs is able to come back here maybe. Let's see. I think JB is going to... Yeah, JB is going to cover the inside here. And JB with a good move here. Well defended to make sure he stays in the lead ahead of Giggs Acosta. But right behind Demon did get past Dan the Snake with the DRS. Teammates helping out each other. And now Dan's job is probably going to be that he holds up Apex and Sergi for as long as possible. Dan now coming in through the final corner, and you see Apex can already see Dan the Snake ahead of him. Alex Musica got himself a 5-second penalty for cutting a corner and gaining a position. I'm pretty sure he overtook Alex 20 there. That is a 5-second penalty that he will have to serve on his second pit stop. As Demon is slowing down. Why is Demon slowing down? What is going on with Demon? Demon is slowing down. Apex is in the virtual lead of the race. What is happening with Demon? What is going on? Demon now down to 5th on the track and 2nd in the virtual standings, you know, considering the pit stops. Unbelievable stuff. What has happened there? If this keeps on happening, Demon might be in serious trouble here. Right now, he would still win the championship. At this stage, right now, if this is how the race finishes, which probably it won't, but as long as he's ahead of Sergey, and even if he's exactly 1 place behind Sergey, he would still win the championship. If he's more than 1 place down, that's when we have to start calculating. And Aaron Collingwood in the chat is speculating or presuming that it is a wheel issue. So that he had wheel issues before, so this is not exactly the newest thing here for Demon. He used to have wheel issues before. So, but this would be a significant blow to Demon and to him potentially winning the championship. And yes, he did have an issue in Mexico, which ultimately forced him to retire there, which was throwing up the championship wide open in the first place. And now Demon, it seems like again he has wheel issues. Seems though that he has them fixed. However, it also looks like he's about to come into the pits again. You see the green wrench there. This tells me that he's about to come into the pits again with just 4 laps on the Ultra Soft. But he's catching back up to his teammate. Maybe he's going to stay out. Maybe he just... Yeah, he's going to stay out. Okay, he requested it, but he doesn't want to come in. And you see here, well done, Dan the Snake, getting out of the way of his teammate. As Alex Musica has retired from the session. The 4th DNF today already. And, and Mustard Buster says it's not a wheel issue, you just needed a snack. I mean, look, if you can afford that during the race, that would be hilarious, but I'm pretty sure it was a wheel issue. Demon, as I heard, was preparing quite intensely for this race. He would not forget a snack as he runs into the back of Giggs. Does he have front wing damage? This is dramatic. It's Demon now with front wing damage. Is he going with front wing damage here? He is up in the 3rd. He is past Giggs. Maybe there's a bit of consolation here, but we have to look at that front wing if we can see it. And yes, the right end plate is missing. Demon has front wing damage. Demon has front wing damage. But it's just the end plate, it seems, so he might be able to go on without a pit stop. But Apex is going to drive away, Apex is probably going to overtake JB22 soon. Never mind, JB22 is going to come into the pits right now. Gig's coming in, Dan the Snake coming in. Dan has fulfilled his part, if you will. He did not hold up Sergey, but he did hold up Apex quite a bit. And so Demon's still in range, but the gap between Demon and Sergey, only 3.1 seconds now, and expected to come down even more now that Demon has front wing damage. You see the end plate here is missing. The end plate is usually red. It says Red Bull in white on red. You don't see anything red on the right front side of the car anymore. So it is gone. And Demon seriously in danger now. Again, he can't afford to fall behind Sergey. He cannot afford to fall much behind Sergey. One position is all right. The gap is 9 points. And here, lap 12. Right now, Demon would be champion if the race finishes like that. However, again, Sergey, look at Sergey. He's on the super softs. He might be trying to run deep into this race to maybe then strap on the ultras, the hyper softs again. I don't know. How long can the super softs run here? How long can Sergey make them run? If Sergey wins this race somehow, Demon needs second place to win the championship. Third, and Demon will not be champion if Sergey wins. This is incredible stuff right here. We're not even at the halfway point. We are not even at the halfway point. And Demon losing a little bit of time. Louis picking up a 3-second penalty. He is in P... Where is he? Oh, P8 right now. He's the only driver. Well, he's the one who is the longest on his tires. 11 laps already into lap 12. Look at the gap behind Sergey's name. 2.9. That is the gap to Demon. We need to have a very close look on that. On the track, there's not much happening right now. There's a bit of a battle now between Giggs and Dan the Snake, apparently, and JB22, but that is for 10th place. I'm not going to focus on that all too much. We have to focus on this right here. Demon with the front wing damage. And again, Sergey might be able to be going to the end. If he can take these super softs 22 laps, it would be incredible. If he can take a win with them, it would be even more incredible. And France is in the pits now. He's going on to the Hypersofts. He's not going to go to the end with the Hypersofts here. He's going to have to come in once again. The gap slowly but surely coming down. It was 2.9 last time they came across the line. Now it's 2.8. It is not much, but slowly and surely Sergey is eating away the gap to Demon. J Thorne, what does Ben have to do to get the title? One position behind Sergey is enough. So if Sergey wins, Demon needs P2. If Sergey gets second, Demon needs P3. He can afford even P4 and P5. But the number one rule, wherever Sergey finishes, Demon needs to be right behind him, one position. If it's not P1 and P2, we're going to calculate. We're going to look through and make sure that I will keep you updated. Right now, again, lap 14, if the race finishes like this, Demon would be champion. With a gap of 12 points. The current gap before this race was 9 points. I do have a fantastic graphic in front of me that really shows every result, every potential scenario. However, I can't show it to you because I'm streaming straight from the PS4, unfortunately. We will try to maybe get that better next season, season 17. But for now, I cannot show you the graphic, unfortunately. But here we go. Demon still with that front wing damage. And he's going to, I assume he's going to change his strategy to come into the pits a little bit earlier than he was expecting to, just to fix that damage. Don't forget, fixing front wing damage or changing your front wing does cost you, I think, 6 seconds at least in the pits. 5 to 6 seconds roughly. Again, the gap now still at 2.8. Back up to 2.9, so the gap seems to stay the same. It doesn't seem to hamper Demon that much. That missing end plate on the right doesn't seem to hamper him that much. But again, Sergey is on the super soft, so Demon is pretty much competing on the same level with a harder tire, or against a harder tire rather. So Demon should have an advantage, but again, the front wing damage really negates that. And so they're pretty much on the same level here. Now it's up to 3.2. Sergey must have made a mistake. Or do the tires already wear out for Sergey? That could be happening right now. That Sergey has taken these tires too hard. And he's already dropping off a little bit. Maybe the Super Softs have hit a little cliff. Apex, meanwhile, pulling away from Demon. The gap was under 2 seconds. Now it's 2.4, 2.5 in fact. As we are entering lap 16. 15 done, 13 to go. And it couldn't be much more exciting. Demon and Sergey 3 seconds away on track. And only 9 points away from each other in the championship. A lot of penalties being dished out in the back. We are going to have a look at the penalties towards the latter stage of the race as well. You will all be able to see it. Unfortunately, I do not have Kieran McGinley here with me. Otherwise, one of us could just look while the other is the one streaming. So you guys just get informed over it without, having to miss any of the race action. But as I stream alone today, there is no other way to do this. So we will look into this towards the end of the race. Probably lap 24, 25, 26, somewhere around there. As Sergey and Demon still 3 seconds away from each other. When are Apex and Demon going to come in? I assume at the end of lap 17. They came in at the end of lap 6 to get rid of these Hypersoft tires. Lap 17 would be the logical conclusion for Demon. Maybe lap 16 with that front wing damage. Maybe he's going to come in now. Let's see. Apex stays out. Demon does come in 1 lap earlier. The undercut on Apex to get rid of that damaged front wing. And I think that is a smart call. It's just 1 lap. It doesn't hurt you too much. But you can get rid of that front wing just 1 lap earlier and you will be lapping faster. So Demon now, where's he going to drop down to? Jamie James. No, not Jamie James. Sorry, Alex 20. The OG in the pits. Solid Ninja Snake in the pits. Demon dropping down to P7, P8, P9. Coming out of the pits, still P9. It will be P9 for him out of the pits. And now he has to get all of these drives in front of him. Right now, at this moment, Sergey would be world champion. Demon, as Sergey is second, needs to make his way up to 5th. If Demon can't make it up to 5th place, Sergey is world champion. If Sergey goes to the end. That always the caveat here. Sergey would have to take these Super Soft tires 22 laps. Which is tough enough to do. Demon is going to have to work through that field. And he's got 5 seconds to make up to IRLRT Louis. Make that 4. As he gained a second apparently in that one chicane. Turns 8, 9, and 10. My goodness. Yeah, the Demon is back to being the flying Demon once again. Now that his front wing is repaired. and ready to go. Look at that. The end plates looking nicely again. And Apex now in the pits, obviously following one lap after. And Pip Matt in the pits as well. And Sergey will assume the lead. But the question is, will Sergey go on to the end? And yes, indeed, if Sergey wins, Ben has to get second. Demon, whose real name is Ben, has to get second in order to win the championship. He's moving up to 7th already now with the pits, with the pit stop 6th now. So he only needs 4 more places, but he needs to get past Giggs. He needs to get past Dan the Snake. That's his teammate. He would let him through, but he also needs to get past Apex. And he needs to get past JB22. Sergey driving a lonely race up front right now. 14 seconds away from the rest. Giggs maybe getting into a battle here with Dan the Snake. Maybe this is something we can look out for. Maybe this is something that can help Demon. These two battling might be helping Demon to get at least those 2 positions. Well, one he would get either way, because I cannot see a scenario in which Dan the Snake would not make way for his teammate, who's right now 2.5 seconds behind him. As he comes into the frame in the back there, right there. Apex picks up a 3-second penalty. That's his 2nd already. This race might be decided on penalties. Apex has at least 2 penalties. At least 6 seconds worth. This might be the deciding factor, but there's still JB22. However, Apex might be able to get him. Apex is getting closer and closer on him. My goodness, this one will go down to the wire. I promise you that. Dan the Snake goes into the pits on this super soft, so he cannot make them last long enough. And now Demon is going to have to find a way past Giggs all on his own. No battling there with Dan, who can maybe somehow help him. No. Demon has to do it on his own. But he will have the DRS. Meanwhile, let's look at Apex first, because that might be the first overtake we see here, as he is right up the gearbox of JB22. Gets the DRS, opens the wing right there. And round the outside easily. And now let's look to Demon. Also with the DRS. He's going to take the inside instead. And he makes the move stick. Does he go too deep into the corner? No, he does not. Makes the move stick up into 4th. He still needs 2 positions. But again, Apex has penalties. All Demon needs is a 2nd place right now if Sergey doesn't go into the pits anymore. Also, the gap is coming down. Apex closing in on Sergey. The gap was 15 seconds. Now down to under 12. Very rapidly, but only 10 laps left. 9.5 really. And the gap is coming down quickly. Apex is going to have to gain at least a 2nd a lap on Sergey. And the ultra soft tires will get worse and worse over time, whereas the super softs should be fairly stable in comparison. Demon now 3 seconds that he has to gain on JB22. And he needs to make 2 overtakes. He needs to make at least 1 overtake on JB22. Apex might be able, or Demon might be able to get Apex based on penalties alone. Again, we are going to look at the penalties when we're getting closer to the end, and when it's a little bit clearer what this race actually looks like, what the result probably looks like. Right now, everything's in the balance. Demon in 4th. Right now, Sergey would be the champion, but Demon is on a charge. The Toro Rosso, the Red Bull 2nd team, is charging right now towards that 2nd place. 4 seconds, under 4 seconds away from Apex, and just over 2 seconds away from JB22, who is also on the older super soft tires. So Demon should be able to get him fairly quickly. Sergey seems to be struggling here. Those super soft tires are already 13.5 laps old for Sergey, almost 14, as he's going to finish this lap And then he still has to take him 8 more. Sergey really, really struggling. Down to 8 seconds, that gap, with 8 laps left. Apex taking away more than a second a lap, which is what he needs in order to get Sergey and overtake him on track. Demon now within half a second of JB22 already, almost half a second. It's a little bit more than that, but he will have the DRS available to him. And then he's up in the 3rd place if he probably when he overtakes JB22. Here he goes. DRS is open. And there is the overtake. You can see JB22 on the left side. Has to let him pass. Oh, but in the braking zone, it gets really close there. JB22 almost running into the back of Demon. That was tight right there, but Demon stays ahead. He makes the move, stick up in the 3rd position. And again, on penalties, I think Demon does not have a single one. Apex has at least 2, which means Demon would now already be in 2nd based on penalties. And he would already be the champion if the race finishes like that with the penalties. But that means that Demon also has to stay penalty free. If he gets himself a penalty, well, that would change it all once again. And Demon is losing time, it seems, to Apex. He's got 8 seconds now to Sergey, 3.5 to Apex, who is flying right now. And Sergey, look at that. That was 1 lap. 1 lap ago, the difference was 8 seconds between Sergey and Apex. Now it's down to 4. Apex is the one flying on track right now, and Sergey is slow. Sergey is losing time to a ridiculous extent. I don't think Sergey's going to win this. But then again, I think Sergey doesn't have any penalties either. So, in this situation, Sergey just needs to stay within 6 seconds of Apex. But he also needs Demon to finish 3rd or below. And another second in just the first sector and a half taken out of Sergey's lead. Maybe this strategy doesn't pan out the way Sergey was hoping it would. So Sergey has to crash into Ben. Well, that wouldn't help him because, I mean, unless Sergey can move on and can go on and can finish at least 5th and Demon is out of the race, then that would work. But I think the stewards would decide then that Sergey would probably get a penalty and Demon would still win. So I don't think that's going to happen. Plus, Sergey is way too fair of a driver on track to do that. I think the only way for Sergey to win this right now is if Ben absolutely bottles this. Yeah. If Demon bottles this, there might be a chance for Sergey. But Apex is flying another 2 seconds in the last lap, taking out of Sergey's advantage. I expect Apex to be right on the back of Sergey at the end of this lap right now, at the end of lap 23. And I don't think Sergey can fend him off for 5 laps. We still have 5.5, almost 6 laps to go from here. To the end of this one that just started 30 seconds ago. And then another 5. Ireland T. Louis with a 3-second penalty. That is circumstantial right now. That doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things, as we are looking at the battle between Sergey and Demon and how hard have they fought over the course of this season. It is incredible. The difference between the two, between Demon and Sergey, was never higher than 45 points. That was the biggest gap between the two drivers, and that was after the US Grand Prix. Within 3 races, it was 2 races since then, the gap is down to 9. So in the last 2 races, Sergey has taken 36 points out of Demon. but they've always been close this season. 45 points isn't even 2 race wins that have separated these two drivers. And now it's going to culminate in this. As Apex is right on the tail of Sergey. When is he going to attempt the overtake? Probably waiting for the first DRS zone. Demon, meanwhile, should be able to catch back up to these two at least a little bit. Gap down to under 3 seconds. As Apex has to wait for his moment and almost runs into the back of Sergey here. Those are the super soft tires right there. And here comes the DRS. Sergey now no longer in the lead. Demon can see both of them as Apex takes the lead right now. But again, he has 6 seconds worth of penalties. But Sergey completely falling off. And I think it's only a matter of time until Demon catches him up as well and overtakes him. Under 2 seconds now between Demon and Sergey. Apex trying to get away from them. Sergey does have the advantage of at least having gotten the DRS here on the second part of that straight. And now let's go on board with Demon. Oh, with Demon, there we go. As he is making his way towards Sergey. He doesn't even have to overtake Sergey. Demon right now as it stands would be the champion. And I think now it's, let's say once Demon catches back up to Sergey and maybe overtakes Sergey, I think it is time that we look at penalties. But it's probably not going to be important in any way, because if Demon is ahead of Sergey on track, there shouldn't be anything that stops Demon from becoming champion here. As he's closing in, definitely within a second here. DRS detection point right here, and yeah, he is very, very close. Look at that. Oh, hot lap mode. Back down to overtake, 7th gear, DRS. Sergey trying to defend this on the inside. But this is not going to be working out. Sergey almost runs into the back of Demon, but stays clear of him. And Demon now with the lead in the championship once again, up into 2nd place. This is the move for the championship. Demon up into well, really pretty much the lead, as Apex has penalties. And Sergey is 2nd. And Sergey will fall off further. The question is, how much is Sergey gonna lose? But Demon moving now towards his championship victory. He just needs to not bottle it. That is the only way he can lose this. He can stay behind Apex. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have to win this here today. He just needs to bring it home. But is the pressure gonna get to him? It is easier said than done to keep this car on track, especially when all you have to do is to keep this car on track. Demon, 3 laps to go. Let's look at the penalties right now as we saw the overtake. And we see 3 penalties for Apex. 3 penalties. Demon, he has a warning, and that's about it. So right now, Demon would be the leader. Sergey doesn't even have a single warning. JB22, oh my goodness. A stop and go that he probably served. And then we got another 4 penalties, so 12 seconds. Pitmat has 2 penalties. Alex20 has 1, 2, 3 penalties. Jamie James has 1, 2, 3, 4 penalties. This is very easy to get penalties here. Giggs has 1. ILRT Louis has 3. So everyone behind Sergey with penalties is really only Sergey and Demon, which goes to show you that staying penalty free is what probably kept these drivers in the championship and made them battle as hard as they were. But Sergey now really falling off. It is Apex and Demon, and now JB22 who has 12 seconds worth of penalties, will probably try to overtake Sergey soon. However, Sergey can just let that happen. Again, 12 seconds worth of penalties. Sergey has none. So there's no danger here if Sergey lets JB22 overtake. But again, the only way this can go wrong for Demon and Sergey is still the champion is if Demon has some serious issues with his wheel or with the game or with anything. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen. 2 laps left to go. And Apex in the lead, but again, he has 6 seconds worth of penalty. So, Demon looks like not only is he going to win the championship here, he's also going to win the race. But again, he needs to bring it home. Down the straight here, down the longest straight of the track for the penultimate time. Into the chicane. The OG has retired from the race. Very, very unfortunate end to his season. Sergey now dropping down 2 places. Pipmat overtaking both of them. Both JB22 and Sergey. And again, what was Pipmat's penalties? Pipmat's 6 seconds. So Sergey needs to stay within 6 seconds of Pipmat now in the last 2 laps. We'll see how that works out. Let's stay with Demon, though. Let's stay with Demon. Now that Sergey is 5th, Demon would have to not finish at all or outside the top 10. JB22 picks up another penalty. Now we're talking about 15 seconds. Yeah, JB22 is going to fall down the order way too much. Last lap for Apex and Demon as Pipmat will come across the line in just a second here as well. There you go. JB22 and Sergey as well. Last lap for the drivers right here. And Apex may have the lead on track, but he has 6 seconds worth of penalties. Demon only has 1 warning. So if Demon stays penalty free, not only will he take victory here, he will take the championship as well. For the final time, down the longest straight into turn 8. And it looks like Demon is gonna be able to bring this home. But there's a couple of challenging corners left. Don't forget that. Into turn 17. Pretty tough section. We've seen some crashes in real F1 over the years there. Some mighty crashes. I remember, I think it was Mark Webber who really flew off there. So anything can happen here. And Sergey is already 4.5 seconds behind Pipmat. He might even lose 3rd. He's definitely not going to get 2nd, as Pipmat is 10 seconds behind Apex. But he's not even going to get 3rd. And FAP Demon. Let's switch to Apex, because Apex is going to win it on track. Apex will see the fireworks on the start-finish straight as he comes across the line first, but it will be FAP Demon who celebrates the most as he wins the Grand Prix, and FAP Demon is the AOR Hype Energy PS4 F3 World Drivers Champion. Congratulations, Pipmat in 3rd. He stays ahead of Sergey, who finishes 4th. Not gonna be enough as Demon took the win. Gigs in P5, Alex 20 in 6th, ILRT Louis, great drive from him after being all the way down in the last, up to 7th. And Solid Ninja Snake P8, Jamie James P9, and Dan the Snake finishes in the last points position with JB22 because of penalties dropping all the way out of the points into 11th. Congratulations to FAP Demon. Again, he scored 1 point last season in the F2 in season 15. Now he scores another 25 to end the season with 313 and the World Drivers' Championship title. But it has to be said, it was a fight to the very end. Sergey gave it his all. It wasn't meant to be 4th place here for him. 291 points in the standings, a very, very good result, and he kept the championship fight open until the very end. But it is Demon on top of the podium to celebrate his victory and to celebrate the championship. So here we are once again with the standings. FAP Demon taking the victory ahead of Apex and Pipmat. Sergey coming 4th, Gigs 5th, Alex 26, Louis 7, Salt Ninja Snake 8, Jammy James 9, and Dan the Snake in P10. That is the result of the final race of the season. Thank you very much everyone for watching the AOR Hype Energy PS4 F3 League. Congratulations once again to Demon and Sergey, and of course as well to Dan the Snake, who finished 3rd in the standings. Got himself at least 1 point to finish with 255. And thank you very much for watching. We will be back with the AOR Hype Energy Season 17. I don't know exactly when it will start, but you will find out all about it on Twitter at Apex on Racing. Make sure to follow, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're getting close to 10,000 subscribers, so help us get there if you aren't a subscriber already. And all I can say is thank you very much for watching. It was an exciting season, and I am ready for the next one. My name is Austin Smith, and in the name of myself and my usual co-commentator, Kieran McGinley, who I want to once again send out some greetings to. He wasn't able to make it for this race, unfortunately, but it was a pleasure being able to cast this season, and what a season it was. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next season, and goodbye.